What's up, everybody? What's up? Uh, it happened. It finally happened. Iran has launched missiles onto a U.S. base in Iraq. They launched over a dozen missiles. So far, no United States casualties have been reported. However, there are casualties amongst the Iraqi citizens that were on the base at the time. Right now, and these are live updates. Right now, it is not known whether or not these Iraqi citizens are killed or were just injured. Now, right. Also, Pompeo and Esper just arrived at the White House to discuss what's about to take place. The United States Defense Secretary has reached out to Iraq's Prime Minister. And this happened within the last half hour. The United States Defense Secretary Mark Esper's office called the Office of the Defense Prime Minister, of the Office of the Prime Minister of Iraq, and that is according to one of the diplomats. It said that there were difficulties getting through, as it is indeed in the middle of the night there. They managed to get through, but it is unclear who was actually on either end of the line. But the source says that there has been communication between the U.S. and the Iraqi government at the highest levels. A U.S. representative for Iran was handed a note at an event after the rocket attack. It says that the U.S. Special Representative for Iran, Brian Hook, was almost an hour and a half late to speak at an event in Los Angeles on Tuesday. Event organizers said that he was on the phone with Washington minutes after he started speaking. Hook was handed a note by one of the event organizers. It is unclear what the message said, but he only took one more question, and then he left the podium. The Pentagon said Iran launched more than a dozen missiles 5 minutes before he got that note. So, shit's hit the fan. It's hit the fan. It's real. This is happening. I don't know. I don't know how else to tell you guys. I really, truly hope this doesn't lead to an all-out war. I wish I could say I was optimistic. I really do. But I can't be optimistic because this country is ran by sociopaths. Because this country doesn't, I can't even say we don't think before we exercise or commit any action, because we do think. We think it through. We wanted this. You don't give $2 trillion to defense contractors, kill the second most powerful person in Iran in broad daylight, ahead of peace talks with another country, blame them for bombing an oil tanker, blame them for bombing Saudi Arabia's oil fields, blame them for storming an embassy that was never stormed, it was merely a protest, in response to us bombing them. This is what we wanted. This is what we wanted. Now I must say something, because clearly the United States has a choice to make come 2019, 2020. If you're watching this and you are, a hardline Democrat, there are two options for you when you get to that ballot box. That is either Tulsi Gabbard or Bernie Sanders. That's it. Thank you, Arthur Fletcher, for that super chat. I appreciate it. Those are your two options. And I've been staying away, and I'm going to cover what their statements were tomorrow, because I'm not going to get into that too much right now. But I've been staying away from the candidate conversations around Iran, because as important as that has been, as important as those statements are, just for me personally, I felt like people were still playing politics with the statements of Bernie and Tulsi, trying to gain the political advantage, the strategic advantage going into the primary, because we do start next month. And in my head, I'm like, I'm not playing this game right now. We are about to be at war with Iran, and people are still trying to figure out, they're still trying to play petty game. Oh, look what my candidate said. Well, look what my candidate said. Oh, that's why. Look at, my candidate went up to her. Bro, no. There are two candidates who got it right. That was Tulsi and Bernie. Nobody else. So if you're a Democrat and you're about to deploy, you have a son, a daughter, mother, father, friend, you have two options if you want to save their life. This isn't like Iraq. This isn't like Afghanistan. I cannot stress this enough. This is not like Iraq. This is not like Afghanistan. I will repeat this one more time. This is not like Iraq. This is not like Afghanistan. This isn't even like Syria. We are not facing some ragtag team of suicide bombers that we trained that are using our IEDs and our weaponry against us. That's not what's happening right now. And I need you all to understand this. We are facing an army. We are facing an army. Think about it. Last time we talked about a straight up missile attack coming like that was direct at the US, it was literally in Iraq. They were coming from Iraq because Iraq had a standing army. But that ain't even the same as what we're talking about right now. We're talking about one of the most, if not the most, well-trained military in the Middle East. The military that is so well-trained that Israel hates Iran with all of its soul won't touch them. They're like, we'll do little pop shots, but we're not doing this. They're so well-trained that when it was announced that we assassinated Soleimani, do you know what Netanyahu said? Netanyahu said, don't speak about this. This is purely an American event. In other words, for the first time, all of a sudden, Benjamin Netanyahu had nothing to say about Iran. Because in his mind, he knew what time it was. He was like, bro, we talk. We got problems with Iran. We talk shit about Iran. But it was talk. It was little things here and there because we have to maintain the image that Iran is scary, is the big bad wolf. We were never going to do something that stupid because we gave Iran the green light to assassinate Soleimani 2 years ago and they never did it. He said, nope, you're on your own, Trump. You're an idiot. This is a fully trained army in the second largest region in the Middle East, with probably the most strategic advantage territorially. This is not fighting some ragtag team of terrorists. So you have two options. I don't care which one you pick at this point. It's Tulsi or Bernie. Any combination of the two will do right now. That's for the Americans who are watching this right now, who have the chance to vote in this upcoming election. There are two people who unequivocally tried to prevent this from happening, who have been unequivocally speaking out against this. And it wasn't for political reasons. They saw this coming a mile away, and that was Tulsi and Bernie. Figure out where you align. Vote for them. Fight for them. Canvas. You know what? Go canvas for both of them. Medicare for all doesn't mean anything if we end up in a nuclear war. Okay? This is not a game. You can canvas for both of them. The pettiness over the rhetoric and all that nonsense. I don't like the way such and such said this. I don't like the way such and such. No. There are two candidates who have made it clear that they want to stop World War III from happening. That's where we're at right now. There is no in between here. You understand that? You might think, oh, well, maybe the US won't respond. Don't be so naive, people. Understand, they asked for this. We wanted this reaction out of Iran. We had been garnering this reaction out of Iran. We had been scapegoating Iran for. Remember the buildup to World War I? Some of you might not remember, but some of my older people, do you remember the buildup to World War I? Do you know how that started? Germany was minding their damn business and their own industrial revolution, and they were in talks with Russia to work together to try and beat out, Great Britain and the United States when it came to the Industrial Revolution. Their economy was booming. Guess what we did? Germany did absolutely nothing wrong, but we scapegoated them for literally everything. Everything. We scapegoated them for Remember the Lusitania? I'm sure a lot of you remember that. The Lusitania, remember that? Came out, we were lied to. It wasn't a passenger ship. There were no Americans on board, and in fact, it was a British ship, and it was a cargo ship full of weapons. And it reminds me of what Tulsi said when they asked her on that George Stephanopoulos interview. Do you believe that Iran has been attacking United States military bases in Iraq? And Tulsi said, nope, I don't believe a damn thing that comes out of the mouth of this administration, because they will say whatever they have to escalate tensions, to start a war with Iran. She was right. Bernie said, we will end up in a never-ending war with Iran. It will be another Middle Eastern quagmire. He was right. Thank you, Grandma Tippy Toes, for the super chat. I think I saw one more too. Donald Smith, thank you very much for the super chat. Now, I don't know if you all caught my video yesterday, but I talked about, how it goes. I'm talking about Iran and Saudi Arabia. It was going to get suppressed. But I found a link that showed, and I put the link, by the way, I put the link to that video in the description. So if you need to go watch that, please do. It explains so much. The information in there, I can guarantee you have not heard anywhere else. But to keep a long story short, I found out through various resources that Saudi Arabia did not they didn't try to open up peace talks with Iran like last week. This started in October, roughly. The same time that Saudi Arabia announced that they were removing their oil company from the power of the state, and they were going to privatize it and then take that company public by becoming an IPO where you can trade on the stock market. In other words, they would no longer be controlled by their state. If they're no longer controlled by their state, they're no longer controlled by the United States. You get what I'm saying? They would have a fiduciary duty to their shareholders. They would have a board of directors. They would have a CEO that they would have to vote on everything. They would have to vote how the company is ran, how prices are manipulated, barrels being shipped in and out. They were also planning on making a huge investment into renewable energy for all of the Middle East. This is officially the largest IPO in the entire world. And when this was being announced, that was when the peace talks between Iran and Saudi Arabia began, or were beginning to begin. Iraq was mediating it. Iraq met with Saudi Arabia they the what's his name, King Salman. I always mess his name up, but he met with Iraq's prime minister. They said, hey, we got to talk to Iran. Let's make this happen. Some people are trying to understand, like, if you see the dots connecting, it's very obvious. We, like, literally the week, because this is the first quarter, right? The week that they start trading publicly, within the day, we assassinate the one man who could have brought the entire Middle East together. Thanks for the super chat, Big Irv. We assassinate the one man that would set it off. And then, of course, all the stock analysts, what are the first thing they say? They say what they're told to do. Oh, well, you can't invest in that Saudi Arabian oil company or energy company now, can you? Because Iran might retaliate. The market isn't stable enough. Don't invest in them. So they start off like this, instantly plummeted. Most of you all probably don't know that, because for some reason, Saudi Arabia doing something that nobody ever thought it would do, which is becoming a publicly traded company, or having their oil company become a publicly traded company. Nobody thought that would happen. And then on top of that, it's the largest publicly traded company in the world. And that's not headline news the moment it's announced. Yeah, some places covered it. Let's be clear about something. Saudi Arabia has been our ally for a long time. They know how we operate. Iran was the last step. Thank you very much, Render Unto Caesar. I appreciate the super chat. Iran was the last step. We get Iran's oil. We're the number, that would make us the number one exporter of oil in the world, in control of the number one leader in oil reserves in the world. The only competition left would be Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia knows exactly how we treat our former allies who eventually become competition. You don't think so? Ask what we did to Saddam Hussein. Ask what we did to Iran. Look what we did to Iran in 1953, our greatest ally in the Middle East. You decide to elect a what president? Democratic. Y'all elected him fairly and he wants to do what's best for the interest of the people. Oh no, he got to go. He got to go. Look at what we did to Saddam. We gave chemical weapons to Saddam Hussein. Nuclear tipped ammo to Saddam Hussein, unenriched uranium, to use against Iran. Y'all, I don't know if y'all know that. And then, of course, Iraq tried to invade Kuwait because of whatever beef they had with Saudi Arabia. And then we turned on them. We are friends with the Taliban sometimes, then we hate the Taliban sometimes. We created Osama bin Laden, then we turned on Al Qaeda. Well, we used Al Qaeda, then we turned on Al Qaeda. Saudi Arabia knows exactly how this ends. Rafael, Venezuela has the fourth largest oil reserves on earth. They have the fourth. But Saudi Arabia knows how the story ends. What is U.S. capitalism? What has it been known to be? Some people think it's been known to be this altruistic free market that only boosts competition. That's the only thing it does. And if it doesn't do that, it's the government's fault. Nah. That's not what it is. See, quote unquote, free market capitalism, at least as far as the United States is concerned, means to eliminate your competition at all costs. You monopolize the market, then you eliminate your competition. We get Iran's oil, we monopolize the market. Who is our only competition left? Saudi Arabia. You think Saudi Arabia doesn't know that? Do you think Saudi Arabia doesn't know that? They've been working with us so long, they know how we play. They know how we play already. It looks like Saudi Arabia was looking out for themselves, and they were trying to tell Iran to do the same thing. Like I said, all the details of that and how that went down, the link is in the description. So I strongly encourage you all to watch that after we get out of here. But they knew. And right as they're about to go into peace talks, as they open the market up, as they open up for trade, as the new quarter begins, we do something this damn stupid. And then Trump says it was to prevent an attack on U.S. military forces that are now being attacked because of our action. Yeah, Trump, you clearly wanted to prevent war. You clearly wanted to prevent war, Trump. Clearly. It's always about money. This is real. This is. Look, if you're one of those people who have been cheering this on, oh, fuck Iran, we hate Iran, we don't like Iran, Iran's so bad, bro, Iran is actually one of the most Western countries, like Western culturally countries in the entire region. We have more in common with Iranians than most people realize. They probably don't like their government all the time either, just like we don't. Like Pasta was me and Pasta were talking about this earlier. They have their own deep state issues too, just like we do. But the average Iranian doesn't want anything to do with this. And I would venture to say that most people in the Iranian government, if they wanted to start a war with the United States, they could have done this already. But instead, here we are. Now, if you were one of those people beating those war drums, your ass better be at that recruiting office tomorrow. Have fun. Goodbye. Peace. Go ahead. Toodaloo. Because this is what you wanted, right? Oh, make America great again, right? If Trump says jump, you say off of what bridge, right? You wanted to pick a fight with the strongest military in the region, right? Because that was such a great idea, right? Because you watched all those war movies. You watch We Were Soldiers and Black Hawk Down, and you think that we just got it like that, right? Okay. Since you have so much confidence in our military, go hop your ass in a lift, hop your ass into that recruiting office, sign your ass on, and don't be trying to do no support. Don't be, cause I know how y'all do. Y'all be in here talking, so I'm a combat nurse. I'm communications. Oh, no. Go ahead and sign up for combat arms. Cause you got so much confidence in our military. You felt so strongly that we had to attack Iran that we gotta defend Trump no matter what, right? Cause shit don't get real till it's real, huh? Dimenji, thanks for the super chat. Sweet baby Jesus, what in the hell's bells? War over oil. God damn it, son. Climate change, people. Shit. We might destroy each other before climate change ever gets to us. Let me see if there's some more updates. That was weird. So there are no reports of U.S. casualties at this time. Whew! Okay, that's weird then. That's weird. I don't understand why Iran would just attack Iraq unless they feel like Iraq set them up. And that's, you know, like a reverberating distrust from their past issues. Because I'm assuming that they don't trust Iraq now either. The next update is the White House is making plans for the president to address the nation tonight. I'm going to go ahead and correct that headline for everybody. The White House is making plans for the president to address the nation and lie through his goddamn teeth to every American and somehow make us the victims. When now, and I've said this, how many times have I said this? I said there's going to be brown people getting killed for our actions. Because we're fighting, it's easy for us to make calls like that because we fight our wars on their front yard. We go to the neighbor's house and then cuss out the neighbor. Then we go to the neighbor's crib and then cuss out the neighbor across the street and be like, I bet you won't bring that shit over here. Neighbor like, take that shit to your house. No, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it here. Is that cool? No, it ain't cool. Hey, well, you ain't got no choice. I'm gonna stay here anyway. Like, that's what we do. So there have been Iraqi casualties. They attacked the U.S. military base, but there were only Iraqi casualties so far. There has been increased security around the White House. Hey, everybody. Trump just increased security around his White House. As he's sending your kids off to war, as he's sending my childhood friends off to war, my battle buddies off to war, Donald Trump's getting increased security around the White House because of a war that he started. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. And for my women out there, I need y'all to understand something too. You better be just as up in arms as we are. Because the Supreme Court ruled, I want to say last year, that an all-male draft is unconstitutional. Therefore, we're all in this together now. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Okay, well, 5 minutes ago, Iran threatens to attack inside America if the U.S. responds to missile attacks. Bruh. Bruh. What the fuck? What the fuck? Man. This is crazy. This is crazy. Oh man. I live on the coast. God damn. I'm like the closest one. They're not gonna attack Maine. They gonna attack Paradise. That's what always gets attacked. Ah, bro, I'm gone. Y'all, they gonna get me, dog. They gonna get me. I live right by the water. Oh my God. Ah, I gotta make sure I pay my renter's insurance this month. Shit. I got 6 cats, Iran. Don't do this to me, dog. I can't count on Trump. Shit. Trump getting increased security. John Dunn, thanks for the super chat. One day we will rise up and elect a president with actual military experience who have been speaking out against these illegal wars. I believe we have just that person running. I 100% agree. Thoughts on AOC copying Tulsi's slogan from Venice? Right now, what my thoughts are, I want everybody copying Tulsi's slogans right now. To be real with you, all that petty shit I don't care about. That's done. Like I said, if you're smart, you need to be out there campaigning for both Tulsi and Bernie. Anything else right now is a distraction. It's meant to divide. It's meant to keep us split up. We can finish our little petty squabbles and our little petty beefs after we avert a nuclear holocaust. That's when we can finish. I'm just looking through I'm looking through all the updates. Let me see if I can pull this up for y'all. They have footage from the attack. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna pull it up for you. Oh, it's not gonna show the actual footage. It sucks. It's just showing a picture of it. But let me go to the update page so y'all can at least see that. This is crazy. But in some positive news, Bitcoin just went the fuck up. Good God almighty. Hey, go buy some Bitcoin, everybody. You're gonna need it when we have a nuclear holocaust, and the only way you can buy food is by getting some off the black market. Holy shit. Bitcoin, I bullshit you not, went from 800 or 8,000 to 8,400 in literally like 10 minutes. Because everybody from around the world is taking their money out of anything ran by the government and investing it. It's probably going to get to 9,000 by the end of the night, because Iran hasn't, or the Middle East and Asia haven't even woken up yet. It's in the middle of the night there. So hey, buy Bitcoin. I bought like $1,000 worth. Not even joking. Our stock market right now, if I recall, is like crashing. What the fuck? That's weird. Okay, here we go. So it stabilized a little bit. Asian markets tumble as violence flare up in Iraq. Oil and gold prices soar. Hey, who called that? Somebody called that in the chat. They literally just said, oh shit. Hold on, can y'all hear me? Y'all can't hear me? Can y'all not hear me? Oh, I know why. I forgot I haven't updated my settings for that thing yet. But yeah, man. Asian markets tumble as violence flares in Iraq. Oil and gold prices soar. Dow futures plunge 400 points. Yeah, like I just said, yeah. They're like, it's getting bad. Wall Street dips as investors focus on the Middle East. Chip makers climb. Oil prices surge. U.S. stock futures plunge after Iran missile strike. Dow and S&P dip 500 points as investors weigh the risk of possible U.S.-Iran attacks. Dow dropped 120 points. Damn, that means this is how it went for an hour. An hour ago, 120 points. Then it was 400 points, and then it was 500 points. Holy shit. You know what's crazy? You know how stupid Trump is? Trump, the only president in the history. I know it's not funny, but I'm laughing because it's so fucked up. He's the only president who is so damn stupid. You can't even. The economy is supposed to be booming during war. Yes, all the defense contractor stocks are going up, but they trade on the Dow. And so because of that, this is just my estimation. They don't, because of how much volume is traded, it's like an already really high volume of defense stocks traded. So what that means is basically you have to have a shitload of money because they cost too much. It isn't like you're trading $200 or $150 or even $50 stocks, $400, $500 stocks that you're supposed to be trading, and people don't have money like that. So they don't make up enough of the Dow Jones to influence it in a significant way positively. So now everybody else is freaked out. And they're like, we're pulling our shit. Oh, man. Donald Smith, I'd stay away from Trump properties. Man, I live in Miami, bro. We got like 18 Trump towers out here. But yeah, I wouldn't invest in no Trump property. It's crazy. Let's see what the update's talking about. No new updates yet. I mean, the last new update was like the worst update you could possibly get. The 411 is that Iran just said that they are going to attack the United States directly if we respond with missile strikes. In other words, they're going to attack. Oh, Jesus Christ. Y'all, have y'all ever heard of SOCOM? Have y'all ever heard of SOCOM? SOCOM is a very important intelligence base. That just also happens to be in Miami. Down the street from me, y'all. Bruh. Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, skeptical, bro. I'm right down the street from Doral. Get me out of his place. That's what it's funny that you just mentioned that shit. Cause I literally was I'm like, oh my God, I completely forgot about SOCOM. SOCOM's in Doral. That's why he said that in the live chat. Bruh. Bruh. Man, I'm about to go to my mommy house. Shit, man. I'm about to pick up my cats and my dog. We about to go. Oh, man. Dog. This is crazy. Hey, on some real shit. I'm not even playing right now. I can't even go to my goddamn mom's house. My mom live in North Carolina beside Fort Bragg. I can't go to my brother's because my brother's in the Navy and he's in Virginia beside Norfolk and Oceana. My ass. I'm not going to LA. I refuse to go to California. But I'm going to figure it out. I refuse to go to California. I'm going to figure it out. I'm not going to go to New York. That's for goddamn sure. Look, I'm not playing, y'all. I'm not playing. I'm out this bitch. I got a mobile studio. We are mobile in this bitch. My iPad, my laptop has amazing battery life, okay? Like, I can actually go live from my phone on my laptop. We will be all right. I'm out this bitch. I'm not playing with y'all. I'm out. We'll go to Texas. I know I'm safe in Texas because everybody got a gun. Everybody got a gun in Texas. I will feel perfectly safe there. Oh my God. This is crazy. This is crazy. You know what's fucked up, man? So, what? Bro, Iran is not playing right now. They are not playing. They just threatened to attack Dubai and Haifa if the country is attacked at all. It says the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps said in its Telegram channel, in the event Iranian soil is bombed, it will target the cities of Dubai, the UAE, Haifa, Israel, and the third wave of operations. Yo, what the fuck is about to happen? Oh my, bro, this is fucking insane. This is insane. This is insane, bro. What the fuck? Yo. My brother's still in the Navy. My brother is still in the Navy. Bro, what the fuck is happening right now? This is crazy. We don't even, what the fuck were they thinking? And what's even worse is that Iran knows what it's doing. It's hoping. It's begging us to launch rockets. It's begging us to. And the reason why is because they know that we will. We're going to do it because Trump has a little dick and he is literally the most insecure bully in the history of United States presidents. He's going to launch because they said do it and we'll retaliate, and he wants to prove just how strong we are. But of course, hey, Trump gets security, everybody. Let's see what the fuck else happened. Michael Karish. If Miami's attack, you're welcome in Milwaukee. You know what? I'm a big Giannis Antetokounmpo fan. I would love to go to Milwaukee Bucks basketball games. I might head that way. Oh, man. Bro, I guess I have some good news for y'all. With that announcement that Iran, with the threat of Iran to Dubai and the UAE into the US, Bitcoin is literally skyrocketing right now. It is literally skyrocketing. So if you have not bought Bitcoin, it's probably because the price of oil and gold is going up, but those prices are determined by governments. So people want some. Bitcoin is a little bit more stable right now. So if you do not invest in crypto, I will tell you how to do that shit right now. Go to Coinbase. It's fucking simple. It's simple as shit. I'm literally going to type this in my, go to I think it's Coinbase.com. There's an app on the phone that you can get. It's fucking easy as shit. Coinbase.com. That easy. You can go to Coinbase, get the app, you just link your bank account, and boom, buy crypto, buy Bitcoin. If you want an even simpler method, it's like you don't. It's a little less on your return, but it's a little simpler. But it's easier. It's easier for the government to track. If I'm being honest with you, you can download the Cash app and you can buy crypto there. But that shit is jumping the fuck up right now. And you know me, I believe in blockchain. I talk about blockchain all the time. Right now, how much is the share? $8,446 a coin. But you can buy them in pieces, right? So you can buy pieces of an individual coin. I can't remember what there's a term for it. Satoshis, that's what they're called. When you don't buy the whole coin, you're technically buying a Satoshi. Trevor, that normally is the case. Normally it's the case. But if you're looking at Bitcoin news, everybody around the world, this might be the new low, is what I'm telling people. For the foreseeable future, this could be the low for the next 2 months. Get what I'm saying? Because I mean, even just the next 24 hours, the rest of the world hasn't woken up yet. They haven't seen the news. So their stock markets haven't even reacted, which means the people in those countries haven't even reacted to this news yet. This is crazy. I've seen Bitcoin go up like just kind of casually, like, but I've always seen it after the fact. I've never seen it like live action, like watching it go from fucking 7,800 to damn near 8,500 within like a 7 or 8 hour period. It's crazy. And it went from 8,000 to almost 8,500 in an hour. Investing in the dinar, I mean, I don't think it's a horrible idea, but the problem is, that the dinar is still attached to governments. Like, that's why people trust crypto, because it isn't attached to a government entity. I'm not an advisor or anything like that, but I'm just saying a blind squirrel could find this nut. And I'm all about decentralized currency. I'm all about decentralized everything. Y'all know I love me some blockchain. If our voting machines were blockchain, shit, we don't even need paper ballots. Fuck around that voting machine if you want to. Your ass will get caught. And I'm all about accountability. I want you to get caught. Go ahead, fuck around the voting machine. So we will arrest your ass. Nah, I'm not buying no weapon stocks. I'm not buying no defense contractor stocks. I don't believe in that shit. Fuck them. They can kiss my ass. I'm taking my dollars and I'm putting them overseas in crypto. I'm not playing with these motherfuckers. But make sure, if you can, make sure to have different crypto wallets. Don't just put everything in one wallet if you can help it. Yeah, hey Trevor, I'm big on Ethereum too. I'm actually really big on Ethereum. That's the market that Rockfin's Ray tokens is on. The platform that I'm on. Uh, EMP electric output will turn your cash into nothing. Yeah, that would have to be literally a worldwide EMP, and I don't think that there's a such thing yet. Could be, I don't know, but this is crazy. Y'all gotta, man, where the protests at? Like, hey, man, we might have to pull up to the White House on this motherfucker. We might have to pull up to the White House on this man. This man got the nerve to take out Iran. Oh man, I'm sorry, I'm just tripping off this. Oh, he gonna put some security on us. The White House is beefing up security. Hey, we're gonna assassinate the general, a general of Iran. Say we're doing it to prevent war, but hey, y'all, we gotta beef up some security because they retaliated and we weren't expecting that. But good luck, everybody else. Yeah, okay. This is crazy. This is wild to me, man. Y'all know what this remind me of? How many Star Wars fans I got? How many Star Wars fans I got up in here? I'm a big Star Wars fan. My mom was a big Star Wars fan, so. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. There have been 10 U.S. casualties. When the hell did that news get released? For real? Don't play. Let me see. I'm going to go to another website because CNN might be moving too slow. Okay, I'm looking it up, but I'm not seeing any. It says there are no reports of U.S. casualties, but they said they're still assessing the damage. How do you think this changes the primaries? Like I said earlier, we need. If you're out campaigning and canvassing, you just better be canvassing for the only two candidates who are trying to prevent this war. And I don't mean one or the other. I mean, swallow your goddamn ego. You need to be campaigning for both. You need to be campaigning for both. Period, point blank. Obviously, I endorse Tulsi. I think Tulsi's the best commander in chief. But Bernie has a movement, and we need both of those right now. Anyone who says otherwise is full of shit. We need both of them. Anyone who says otherwise is being selfish. Anyone who says otherwise is not thinking rationally. They're thinking with their wallets. They're thinking what they're following. They're thinking with whatever personal agenda they have. We need both right now. We need the movement. We need people in the streets. And we need a commander in chief who knows how to operate. No, I would rather have Tulsi as president and Bernie as vice president because Tulsi's a commander in chief. She's literally in the military. She literally leads soldiers. She's already an officer. That's like a no-brainer. And once again, this is me being honest. If you think that Bernie would be a better president at this moment than Tulsi, then that's your ego. That is you wanting to push who you want to win, not doing what's best for the country at this moment. And that's not a knock against Sanders. Sanders' movement is just as important as Tulsi's ability to be a great commander in chief. But you need to understand who would be better in which position. It isn't about the president or the vice president. It's about, okay, what is the responsibilities of the president? Damn the whole idea of, oh, somebody gets to be in charge. What are the responsibilities of the president? You have to assess these military situations, and you are the final decision maker on what takes place. This is where Tulsi excels at. She has experience in this very dimension. Like, it's not even close. However, you need a firm anti-war movement to take on the foreign policy establishment here in the United States. And that's what Bernie brings to the table. He brings the mandate. No, Tulsi didn't just call for sanctions with Iran. What the hell? She's been saying leave Iran the fuck alone. Where do y'all be getting this stuff from? And what I was saying earlier before I got really interrupted. Oh, I was watching episodes 1, 2 through 3 the other day. Butterspeak 21. Thanks for the super chat. Will Warren as VP hurt Bernie's electoral chances? Absolutely, 100%. I think he'll lose if Warren's his VP. If I was watching 1 through 3, and I immediately, because as you get older, it's crazy, right? For my older people, especially my millennials, it's crazy as you get older, especially when you get involved in politics and you start to become more woke and you start to see the world for what it really is. You start to see these things in movies that you had never seen before. Like, yeah, I feel like everybody knows that simple comparison of, oh, the US is the empire and it's actually everybody else who are the rebels, even though we think that we're the heroes. But it's actually way deeper than that. I'm a firm believer that Hollywood elites, there are some good Hollywood elites that know way more information than they can tell. Because if you don't know this, people, the United States military has been investing into Hollywood forever, basically since Hollywood was created. Some people even say the reason that Hollywood was created was for propaganda. That's, the chicken before the egg kind of thing. But it is a fact that the United States government has heavily invested into government propaganda in Hollywood. Now, some people go along with this. Some people are super against this. Now, obviously, if you've been made this offer, you probably have to sign an NDA and you can't talk about what the fuck the government plans on doing and what they tried to sell and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I do believe that there are some producers who try to expose the deep state, the military industrial complex, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. With Star Wars episodes 1 through 3 specifically, like 4, 5, and 6 were kind of, like the most simplistic rendering of what the US is in the eyes of the rest of the world. But 1 through 3, remember, Palpatine was a senator that was actually the senator for Naboo with Queen Amidala, who was being attacked by the separatists, right? The ones who went to break away from the Republic, if you will. Thanks, Chase, for the super chat. You don't know for the entire first movie. You thinking that you could tell that Senator Palpatine was a little bit, he was power hungry, but you just thought he was just a little bit power hungry. What politician isn't power hungry? And the whole movie is about Queen Amidala and the Jedis going after the separatists that are trying, and it's a trade federation, right? It's motherfuckers that want some money. It's a trade federation. They're separatists. They're part of the Republic, but they're trying to create problems within the Republic because it's fruitful for them to do so. The next movie, it is then revealed in episode 2 that Senator Palpatine is, even though he's a senator of Naboo, he is the one who paid the Trade Federation to separate and attack Naboo. Then he takes on an apprentice. That's a whole different thing. He takes on an old ass apprentice, which is super weird for Star Wars lore, by the way. But he takes on an old ass apprentice, and he gets the apprentice. He convinces this apprentice that separating from the Republic is legitimately the altruistic thing to do, because the Republic is so corrupt and is nothing but bureaucrats, and they're just trying to infringe on your rights. Sound familiar? So, mind you, at this point, after he's created this separatist movement. He is the same one who created the separatist movement and even brought on an apprentice to cultivate the separatist movement, is in the motherfucking Senate talking about, hey, everybody, y'all got to give me power to be the chancellor so I can bring us all together, because this separatist movement is crazy. They're getting out of control. I don't even understand how they keep building like this. On top of all that, he had another apprentice that nobody knew about before that got killed, that was part of the little Jedi community, but he was a Sith, he was an undercover Dark Lord, who created an army, the clone army, to fight the separatist movement that the senator started. And the senator looks at everybody, he goes to the Jedis and was like, hey man, y'all gotta get this clone army, because this droid army that I created is too big for us to defeat. The Jedi aren't, they're like, the Jedi were like, well, we can't fight an entire army by ourselves. And this motherfucker like, well, I guess I gotta get this army. Oh wow, there just happens to be this really big army that I put together right over here. Nothing suspicious about that. So then he makes, long story short, he makes himself the counselor. Okay. Then the third movie comes. They're having a whole war. They're having a whole war with where the Jedis and the army that the evil Sith Lord created, who is right now the chancellor of the Republic Senate, and then the droid army with the separatists that the Sith Lord created. They're all fighting each other. And you know what they decided the only solution to this problem was? What the Republic decided the only solution to this problem was to give the chancellor unyielding emergency executive power, so he can solve the problem that this motherfucker created. Sound familiar? So he creates this separatist movement. And then, of course, as you all know, I hope I'm not spoiling the movie, but Anakin Skywalker, he tells Anakin to kill his apprentice, who he put in charge of the separatist movement. Kills the apprentice, right? The Republic gives the senator all the power, because that's what we fucking do. We're sheep. Oh man, here's all the power. Because what does he do? He convinces them that the good guys are the bad guys. And we're so terrified. And I'm the only one who could save you and keep the Republic together. At the end of the movie, this motherfucker then sends his new apprentice, Anakin, who you all are familiar with as Darth Vader, to go kill the separatists that he created. And it's like, we can finally have peace, everybody. Yes, brilliantly wonderful. That is the quote of all of the Star Wars movies combined. Out of the new iteration of the Star Wars movie, episodes 1, 2, 3 through 3, and episodes 4, 5, and 6, that quote embodies everything. Democracy dies with applause. With thundering applause. That is exactly what we do. And you have Trump supporters. Yeah, Trump, MAGA. Andy Gerard, thank you very much for the super chat. Normal average people everywhere on social media beating the drums for war. What the F? I make myself clear. I'm anti-war. Simple. Beat goes on. You're right about that. That's what I be telling people. It's not difficult. It's really cut and dry when it comes to the United States. Are you anti-war or are you not anti-war? It's that simple. But I'm telling y'all, George Lucas, with episodes 1 through 3 specifically, if you remember the time that it came out, that's what you got to think about. Think about what episode 1 came out in 1999, right? It was 1999. I want to say episode 1 came out in 1999. I don't want to lie to you. So Star Wars episode 1, yeah, came out in 1999. Then episode 2 came out 2002, right after 9/11. Like, bro, he's telling us the entire game. George Lucas was putting us on game. And it's not like, mind you, this is George Lucas, who is already old. So he already seen how we do. Everybody who was plugged in knew how we operated in the Middle East. Everybody. We create the problems for us to go solve. And then if you don't let us go solve your problem, we kill you. That's how the game goes. We Death Star your planet. Bad Mama Jamma, thanks for the super chat. Love the show, brother. What's your take on Tulsi conference sanctions on Iran today? She in Congress should be against agitating the six. I didn't see her call sanctions on Iran. She's against sanctions generally. So I have to see the quote before I comment on it. But if she called for sanctions on Iran, then she is wrong. Period. Andy Gerard, how can you even approach those kinds of people? I get angry, lose my cool. I know that's not the way, but goddamn, man, meditation and patience. Meditation and patience. Overbound Game Studio. Thanks for taking the time to explain Star Wars that way. In Clone Wars, the TV show, Padme goes to the Separatists to try and make peace, and they are receptive, but then she gets vilified for it, like Tulsi. Whoa. You know what's crazy? My brother I know I'm such a bad Star Wars fan, but I haven't seen Attack of the Clones, but I have a legitimate reason to. I don't want to get addicted. I can't get sucked into another series right now. There's so much going on in the world. But not even joking. So much going on in the world. I'm not joking. If I try to watch Clone Attack, because that's a long the Clone Wars television series is like super long. It gets super deep too. But even at the end of the Separatists, at the end of the movie, before Anakin, who is then Darth Vader, killed the Separatists, he's like, what's going on? We just want peace. Lord Sidious said that once we did what we did, it would be over. Yeah, it was over. What did we do? What did the United States do after we fulfilled our, like, once you've worn out your use? Thank you, appreciate it. Here's your severance package. Whoop! It's a severance package, all right. We sever your head. That's your severance package. George Lucas was putting us on game. Kevin Feige from Marvel was putting us on game with how the military industrial complex works. Tony Stark, famous defense contractor, the best in the world. Everybody loved him, most adored. Especially the stock market loved him. Then he gets captured and he finds out that we're selling weapons to terrorists. And he's like, what the hell, bro? I don't want to be part of this. All of a sudden, his stocks drop and his own partner tries to kill him and is selling weapons behind his back. It went from Tony's amazing to I want peace. Oh man, Tony Stark's crazy. He must have PTSD. What? Overbound Game Studio, thanks for taking the time. Oh yeah, you're all right, fine. Thanks for the super chat, bro. Antonio T, according to whichever way Warren, the general was a terrorist. Wonder if she'll say the U.S. is a rogue state tomorrow. Wrong, you know she won't. G1, thank you very much for the super chat. I'm gonna go to Tulsi's Twitter right now. I'm gonna see if she called for saying, cause I saw somebody said that, but I don't know what the because Tulsi's against sanctions. She said that sanctions are a form of war and that they only hurt the people. The only way I could see her calling for sanctions is if she was like, basically, if you wanted to do anything, right? If we really had a problem with Iran, like that would be like at least the first step. I mean, but she even said still that we need to lift the illegal sanctions off Iran. So that would be kind of confusing. Why would we assassinate a general and then Tulsi's next response be? Like, I just feel like there's no context there. And there's nothing on Twitter, her Twitter about it either. Unless I'm missing something. 9/11 truth doesn't feel so crazy now. Eh? I don't know what people are tripping about. The damn victims, the victims' families are like, bro, there's a whole investigation. We would like to know what happened to our family. People are like, oh my God, you're a conspiracy theorist. So the entire University of Alaska's engineering department are conspiracy theorists and the court who reopened the case in New York? Come on, bro. This is crazy. Bitcoin kind of somewhat slowed down. It's at 8,390 right now. Somewhat slowed down. We're gonna wake up in tomorrow. That shit gonna be $12,000. Boy, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna sell it if it's at $12,000. I'm gonna sell it. It ain't gonna get much higher than that. I ain't gonna sell all of it. I'm gonna sell a lot of it though. Look, I gotta sell some of it because I need a fucking plane ticket to get the fuck out of here. How many cats can you bring in the airport at once? Oh man. Oh, 4 new updates. This motherfucker is the worst goddamn president. Oh my God. Oh, you wanna know what the fucking update is, y'all? Trump will not deliver an address tonight. Boy, you are the fucking president of the United States of America. You're the president of the United States of, you're the fucking president. A base gets bombed. You just like a bully, ain't he? Ain't he just like a bully? Ain't he just like a fucking bully? Oh, so when you want to push small people around, you can talk all that shit, but somebody punch you in your fucking face, oh, now you don't got nothing to say. Ain't that crazy? You was talking all that shit on Twitter. Bruh. You was talking all that shit on Twitter. And now you can't even, his people like, yo, just shut the fuck up. Cause all you know how to be is a bully. You know when he's not being a bully, the only time he's not being a bully is when he's being a puppet. There's no strategy. There's no rhyme or reason. Q is full, whatever the fuck y'all, that shit, that's bullshit. He's a puppet. That's it. If he didn't have Twitter, he wouldn't know how to keep his fucking followers happy. He flexes. Do y'all know what Twitter flexing is? Y'all know what Twitter fingers are? Y'all at least know what Twitter fingers. That's what he's flexing. He's flexing his muscles on Twitter hoping that they won't respond, forgetting that this is not fucking high school. This is some petty beef in the hood. Nigga, this is real goddamn life. People are dying. And Iran has been waiting for you to fuck up like this. Do you know how long they've been waiting? When your response, you launch rockets at us, you tried to hit us. We're trying to figure out if we're dead, if there's any US casualties. But you launch rockets at a US military base, and then your immediate response is, I fucking dare you to respond. I dare you to respond, and we will attack you. We will attack Saudi Arabia's allies, which is the UAE. We will attack Israel. I dare you to. They attacked us and then dared us to respond. They're not bullies. Iran could. That's the thing about Iran. Iran has had the power to be a bully, and they have never acted as such. Yes, Trump is absolutely deep state now. Trump is deep state. He's about protecting himself. Period, point blank. Meditation and patience. Well, shit, man, they launched them damn nuclear weapons, bro. We all gonna be meditating. Uh-oh, what news just came out? You know what's crazy? You know how I can know if news came out? You'll see Bitcoin jump up. And then look. This is exactly what Bitcoin just jumped up. Oh, FAA issues restriction flights in Iraq, Iran, Persian Gulf, and Gulf of Oman. The Federal Aviation Administration just issued restriction flights. So nobody can fly over the Persian Gulf. Okay, so first of all, I would assume that would be obvious. Please, y'all, do not fly your little Amazon drones over the Persian Gulf tonight. Because there might be several people coming to your house if you do. You will not have that drone anymore. That drone will not be alive. Kit, man, what's going on, bro? I hope you good over there in Japan, bro. Just, hey, stay safe, bro. Stay safe over there. I don't know. I just feel like Japan just gets caught in bullshit all the time. So I just gotta feel like I gotta tell you to stay safe. I hope you're having a good time, though. I'm glad you're avoiding this bullshit. Oh, Bitcoin just jumped up again by another $30. Let's see what news just dropped. Nah, seriously, I'm gonna check what news just dropped. Hold on. So weirdly enough, Nancy Pelosi had a decent statement. Nancy Pelosi says, closely monitoring the situation following the bombings targeting the U.S. troops in Iraq. We must ensure the safety of our service members, including ending needless provocations from the administration and demanding that Iran... No. We can't demand... We don't get to demand Iran do shit. We killed their general. Not in combat, on some bitch shit. We went and, as he's meeting up for peace talks, we assassinated him. We don't get to demand shit. That's not our role right now. We need to be real motherfucking apologetic. But she did say America and the world cannot afford war. I do agree with that. So that's probably the best statement we're ever gonna get from fucking Pelosi. Yes, everyone, sign up for Rockfin, because as we are debunking the lies of the war in Iran, you know, that's half my videos. I have to, all of my videos I share on Rockfin, but most of the Iran stuff I share to Twitter and stuff is going to be out of Rockfin because YouTube suppressed the fuck out of my Iran videos. Huh? Oh, shit. At least 2 ballistic missiles hit 2 separate areas in Erbil, 2 Kurdish security officials say. The attack occurred in early hours of Wednesday morning in Iraq. One missile landed inside the perimeter of Erbil International Airport without exploding. The second missile hit an area 33 kilometers, 20 miles west of the city of Erbil without causing casualties. Oh, shit. All right, let's see what Bernie said. Bernie, keep making me proud, bro. I hope you, because, hey, if you're a Tulsi supporter, I need y'all to do something for me real quick. And I know a lot of y'all not really fond of Bernie right now. I understand all that. Bernie hasn't said anything yet, by the way. But y'all got to give Bernie his props. His initial response. Now, he hasn't been, at least not that I've seen, he hasn't had like an extensive interview like on Fox News, so it's different. But he did not equivocate on the good nature or lack thereof of Soleimani. He just went at this administration and attacked him, didn't make it about his power or authority. He just called it what it was. And you got to give him props for that. I've seen a lot of people, a lot of Bernie supporters, shout out to you all, giving props on Tulsi calling out this administration literally months and months and months ago about what they were planning on doing. So Tulsi supporters, you got to give him props, because Tulsi, I haven't actually watched the interview extensively yet, but I saw the quote where she kind of allowed the Fox News people to equivocate on whether or not he's an evil man. And she said, oh, there's no question about that. That's not fair. Also, it doesn't fucking matter. We're not the arbiter of good and evil. We don't get to make that decision. Okay? He's a general who fights wars for a living. That's his job. If we're in his bubble, his job is to push us out his bubble. What's Bernie's stance on Assange? Bernie's stance on Assange is trash, but that's not what we're talking about right now. Bernie is best on Bolivia. No. Bernie is not the best on Bolivia. Tulsi was definitely the best on Bolivia. Wasn't even close. But you got to give credit on Bernie's most recent statement on Assange. You got to. If Bernie supporters that I've seen can give credit for Tulsi for being so far out, like she's way ahead of the field on what exactly was going to happen. But Bernie, when it happened, had the best response. Tulsi wasn't that far behind. She had a little slip up. But the reason I say it's such a big deal for Bernie is because he has equivocated like that in the past, but this time he chose not to. Which was so important right now. Commander in tweet. That's funny. That's actually a really good one. Kit, let us all do what we can to build a better future. Absolutely, 100%. Man, you supposed to be on vacation, Kit. Don't you worry about us crazy Americans over here. We'll hold it down till you get back. Okay, so Bernie equals Tulsi for Iran. I would say Tulsi and Bernie are almost neck and neck with Iran. I would say that Bernie had the best statement since since that attack. Now, I will say this though. I will say this. I'm biased. I'm biased towards Tulsi, right? Obviously, I endorsed her, but it's a fact. Even though Bernie had the best statement, that Tulsi had that one slip up, but she's also nonstop been talking about how many videos has she done talking about Iran since, like videos. Now that's a big deal because for me, for you to be able to go on the fly and just say what you feel and it's right 100% over and over and over again, getting a news update and then responding immediately. Apparently, Bernie equivocated on CNN. God damn it, for real? I gotta fucking find the clip. Damn it. I'm mad now. I just gave this man so much props. So just endorsed Tulsi. I already endorsed Tulsi. What do you mean? Bro, what? Matthew, bro, where the fuck have you been at this whole last year? I'm like the most known Tulsi endorsee at this point. Like pretty much every candidate is speaking against this. Yeah, except for not really. Like, I don't know what the fuck Warren's talking about. Bernie is the best on criminal justice reform. Actually, I'm not gonna get into that. I don't want to get into a discussion about that. But that's not necessarily true. It was actually Tulsi who was making the firm statements. We have to completely get rid of the private prison industry. Bernie had never made a statement like that. And I had Sophia verify. So he actually has said that he doesn't want to completely get rid of the 94 crime bill. He just wants to revamp it, whereas Tulsi said that she wants to get rid of it completely. But that's a different discussion. That's not what we're talking about right now. Bernie and Tulsi are the best on Iran. And whoever's in prison, well, I'm sure that they would rather just not be blown up in a nuclear holocaust because they can't get out of prison if they're dead. So, I mean, that's another way to get out, but I'm sure that's not their preferred method of exit. Bernie would allow for so yeah, that's true. And Tulsi wants that too, but Tulsi's also a realist and she understands the same thing as I do as somebody who's actually been to jail. And anyone who's been in a county jail or like been in a federal prison understands how this goes. You can want that in the perfect world, but we haven't even fixed our corrupt election system yet. We haven't dealt with the systems of influence in the jails where you have to remember if you're voting and you're a felon in prison, you're voting for the people who would be releasing you from jail, the magistrate, your city, your judges, if you will, your city council members, your mayors, sheriffs, who you're voting for sheriff, DAs, attorney generals. You could easily use them. And what Tulsi said is first we need to fix that corrupt election system. We need to ban private for-profit prisons and things like that. We need to have mandatory paper ballots, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Then we can move on to what you're talking about, which is still a great idea. But once again, it's just like how everybody wants to talk about Republicans and how they corrupt elections, but nobody wants to talk about the Democrats or the roots of all these problems. We have to talk about the roots of the problems. What is the issue? And then start from there and then work our way up. Alan, did I miss your super chat? Yeah, man, I did miss it. Damn, I'm sorry, Alan. Dems and reps all planned this Iran aggression, considering Congress approved $20 billion increase, $200 billion increase for war nuclear deal, declared Iran terrorist. Yeah, you're 100% correct, bro. 100%. And the Dems were key in this because if you think about it, why would they strip Tulsi's No More Presidential Wars Act? That would literally did everything that took place. You know, Trump would be impeachable right now. Right now. Everybody else is talking about what they say. We want to introduce a bill that would restrict funding. Restrict funding? Get his ass the fuck out of office. You could have done that. What? I thought Trump was the most dangerous president in modern history. Trump is so corrupt. Well, Tulsi's like, hey, well, he seems a little bit off his rocker. Let's make sure we can get him out if he fucks up. Whoa, Tulsi, you're taking this a little bit too far, Tulsi. Little bit too far. She tried to give y'all a get out of jail free card with Trump, and you went through extra efforts to remove it. They wanted this war. Not everybody, but there has to be some culpability. Why didn't AOC talk about that? Why didn't Ilhan Omar talk about that? Why wasn't it discussed amongst progressive, quote unquote champions in the House when they were trying to strip an accountability mechanism from the NDAA? I'm just trying to understand, like, why wasn't that a topic of discussion? Everybody wants Trump out of office until it's time to get Trump out of office. It's crazy, right? Everybody wants Trump out of office until it's time to actually get him out. But don't worry, tomorrow I will be covering all the candidate stuff, all the candidate responses to the Iran escalation. Like I said, to me, right now, my number one, I don't give a shit about all that extra shit anymore. We got two options. We got two options. You got two options for people who have been made it very clear what their position is on Iran. Everybody else, they can kiss my ass. Anyone who is making this political, they're full of it. We need both Bernie and Tulsi. I know you might not like holistically one or the other, but this shit's bigger than your ego. It's bigger than the one you like more. I'm not a big fan of Mike right now, Mike Prisoner from Empire Files. He smeared Tulsi. He's attacked friends of mine for defending Tulsi. He and Abby both. Mike gave a fantastic speech in LA at the anti-war rally recently. I shared Mike's speech on Twitter because he is a fellow anti-war vet like myself. Because whatever issue we might have over candidates, that does not supersede preventing World War III. Period. So that's why I share his video, because I know some people even ask me, they're like, oh, why would you share Mike's stuff if he's been attacking Tulsi? It's bigger than Tulsi. I've already told y'all this. The anti-war movement is bigger than Bernie. The anti-war movement is bigger than Tulsi. It's bigger than AOC. It's bigger than any one individual. It's bigger than anyone's petty beef. It's bigger than YouTube squabbles. Period. And maybe we can actually get a real anti-war movement one day when people realize that. We got some updates. Let's see what happened. Iran's supreme leader says U.S. may harm Iran, but they harm themselves many times more. In an undated video, oh my God. Now it says it is an undated video. In other words, they're just looking for headlines. This is just CNN drumming the wars for war. The drumming for war. Good God. Can't even speak right now. Trump thinks the coups are the curse. You know what? You're probably right about that, Katie. Trump probably does think the coups and the Kurds are the same damn people. Trump is the best distraction elites could ever ask for. Say it, because that shit the truth. And it's like, and he does it by accident at most times too. He's just such a fucking idiot. Like, he gets played regularly. Why trust CNN? I don't trust CNN. But we need to know the maximum the maximum attempt to escalate the war. Like, the truth isn't going to get less troops sent overseas. You get what I'm saying? I mean, it's one thing if you're like believing CNN and you know what their intentions are, and you don't know what their intentions are, but y'all know what my intentions are. I'm letting you know what the corrupt media is telling you so you can be prepared for the potential reaction from the enemies. Because they're watching CNN to see how we're going to react. They're watching Fox News to see how we're going to react. Some of them are watching Jimmy too, so that's good. But you know what I mean. And if you're watching this and you're from Iran, just know one thing. We not trying to fight y'all, bruh. Every service member that I know, not saying that everyone I know is representative of every other service, but everybody that I know, these motherfuckers like, bro, we ain't got no beef with them. What is their problem? What is Trump? They don't like Trump. Like, our service members don't even trust that motherfucker no more. Not that they trust him before. With Brexit a certainty, the world economy is on notice. You damn right. That's why you gotta invest in blockchain, people. Block and chain. Bitcoin, Ethereum. Buy some Ray token. Roe is a mockingbird. Yeah. The first progressive careerist. I told y'all. You know how many people used to get mad at me back in the day because I called Roe the first progressive careerist? For real. A lot of people used to get mad at me over that. Niko, what are the Iran missile strike news sources? Everybody. Iran claimed it. They're not shy. They haven't been shy about it. This isn't like, one of those things where they claim Iran attacked us and then Iran's like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Nah. This isn't one of those situations. They know exactly, like, they are Not you. Or we just killed their general. We're lucky they didn't attack us sooner. Natalie, we're on a worldwide standoff. Yup. This reminds me. Y'all know how the claim of World War One was. Why World War One was started, right? The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Except for that wasn't really it. It was always about the money, and that was one of the sparks. However, we killed somebody like Archduke Franz Ferdinand, except for this general was infinitely more important than Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Think about it like that. And remember, World War One didn't start off as a World War One. It was just that European war over there that ain't the United States problem. Yeah. I don't know how long that war gonna stay over there though. Nah, World War One was Rothschild's military adventurism, my bro. World War One was. I did a whole video about that actually on the Convo Couches channel. Y'all should check it out. Ro Khanna voted for the Patriot Act. He's disqualified as fuck. Ro Khanna voted for the Patriot Act, bruh. The new Patriot Act, I'm assuming. Oh, bruh. I'm not surprised by that. He quotes military propaganda, military industrial complex propaganda all the time. So I don't think anybody's surprised by that at this point. Iranian official tweet. Get the hell out of our region. Hard revenge. We trying, dog. Shit. That's not funny, but we trying, bro. The minister, ICT minister of Iran. I'm retweeting that shit because I'm with you. I just want them niggas to know we on the same team. I'm not trying to fight y'all. We are not trying to fight you. Y'all have to understand. I am anti-war. I am not a pacifist. Once again, I am anti-war. I'm not a pacifist. In other words, if need be, I will throw hands if you try and bully me or someone close to me. If you infringe upon my autonomy, if you step inside my bubble, I will do everything I can to prevent that. However, if you do that, then it is what it is. But I am not a believer in just going to punch somebody in the face and then being like, you better not punch me back, because if you punch me back, then you started it. What? But that's what we just did. We trying to get out, dog. Mr. Minister, whatever it is. I'm trying to see if Bernie responded yet. Yo, on some real talk, like, as much as I respect the candidates campaign and all that shit, yo, I don't care about nothing else right now. There's nothing else important. There's nothing else. There's literally nothing else more important than this war right now. What the fuck? You know what, though? If you're Tulsi Gabbard, you better be thankful. You better be thankful. You better be thankful, because people are looking, they're listening for who seems to understand what is happening more than anyone, more than any of the other candidates. So Tulsi might have gained the advantage inadvertently. But as much as I have I'm a campaign for Tulsi because I endorsed her. But once again, you need to be pushing for Tulsi and Bernie both at this juncture. Now, if the war in Iran ends tomorrow, I don't see that happening. then you can go back to your regularly scheduled hating on the other candidate. Whatever, do what the fuck you want to do. I don't care. But right now, there are two candidates who are anti going to World War III and have made it very clear. That's Tulsi and Bernie. Okay? That you might see other people participate in them smears, and you know what you tell them if you're a Bernie supporter or a Tulsi, you know what? This isn't the time for that shit. Be the bigger person. Be the bigger person. Just tell them this isn't the time for that. We need to push both of them. This isn't the time for that. We need to put both of them. They're gonna, well, no, we need to worry about winning. This isn't the time for that. We need to push every anti-war voice we can and let democracy take its place. If the Iran war ends tomorrow, I can go back to pushing my Tulsi. And I support Bernie, but I'll go back to pushing my Tulsi. You can go back to pushing your Bernie and attacking people and calling people Tulsels. That is fine if this shit ends tomorrow, but that's not going to happen. And those are the facts. Chris Solis, Trump will win 2020, let's be honest. You know, I used to feel like Trump was going to win 2020. And it ain't looking like it right now, though. And that's also another reason why we need to make sure either Tulsi or Bernie wins the primary, because Trump made such a dumb ass move with eliminating this general that most of the country's looking at him like, bitch, what the fuck are you doing, baby? Oh no, Trump, baby, what is you doing? What is you doing? You ain't tell the generals, baby? Oh no, baby, no, you can't do. Look, he messed up so bad. The the Brigadier General Seeley in Iraq leaked a letter like, hey, Iran, just want to let you know, we trying to leave, or Iraq, I should say, we're trying to leave. I'm trying to leave. I'm trying to get my troops out of here. So this is the letter that I was going to send you. Whatever DC sends you, I don't got to do with that, but I'm trying to get us out of here. So please don't kill us. Chris, he didn't kill a known terrorist. He killed the man who is known for killing known terrorists. The fuck? NBC reported in 2015 that there is no force greater at destroying ISIS than General Soleimani. NBC reported that shit. Now he's the most dangerous man in the world. Isn't that crazy? In positive news, Carmelo Anthony just hit a game winner to beat Toronto Raptors. Man, his celebration is going to be cut short. Man, I just want this shit to be over with, y'all. I just want it to be over with. I'm still waiting for the presidential candidates to say something. Surprisingly enough, well, Tulsi's in the town hall. Y'all already told me that. I mean, guessing that Bernie is doing something too. Yo, AOC hasn't responded. What the fuck? Okay, so let me be very clear about something, just out of curiosity. Now, I get it. You want to make sure that you don't say the wrong thing, as in you don't want to put out wrong information. Hold up. Why does Abby loathe action for Assange? I heard from many that she had beef over activism. If true, I didn't know she had problems with action for Assange. If she did, then that's probably. Oh, you know what I heard? I did hear at some point that she had a problem with Julian Assange that she had said something loosely suggesting that Assange was the reason that Donald Trump was president. So basically, a lot of people have had this problem with Abby as of late, which, by the way, I still like Abby. Me and Abby disagree over Tulsi. I have a problem with a lot of the rhetoric she's used. I think she's been a little bit toxic in that regard. But I still like Abby. I think, and I would never tell people not to watch Abby's channel because Abby does fantastic reporting on foreign policy issues. She is still an ally. She is not an adversary to the movement. I just disagree with her on some things. With that being said, there are people who feel that she capitulates too much to the Democrats now. And that's kind of true. Sometimes she falls into the Trump derangement syndrome thing, where like her better judgment and her logic can be affected by, just it's not necessarily loyalty to the Dems. It's just such a disdain for Trump, and there's a lot of that going around, that sometimes her judgment gets cloudy. And she supposedly, and this is just from what I heard from people on Action for Assange, she said something loosely to the degree that like Assange is partially responsible for Trump. So yeah. She's no. Unless something has drastically changed, I need to be very clear about something. Abby does not get a paycheck from TYT. I want to be very clear about that. She does not get a paycheck from TYT. You can disagree with her, but we should not spread unfounded rumors. Who said Tulsi opposed U.S. pulling out of Syria? Are you kidding me? Tulsi is the one who literally introduced legislation not just in 2019, but in 2015 to end the war in Syria. You know who did not support that legislation? AOC, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, and Bernie Sanders and Ro Khanna. None of them supported ending the war in Syria, even though Tulsi introduced legislation this year. Or last year, I guess now, technically. Last year in 2019, in November, to end the war in Syria. But yeah, let's keep lying. The squad beef with Tulsi is ridiculous. The squad beef, I don't call it beef. Listen, I got my issues with AOC. I got my issues with hell, I got my issues with everybody. Like I have critiques that I can make of literally every single progressive. My issue never supersedes the mission. And my mission obviously is to make sure that we have an efficacious mandate in Congress for the progressive movement. So I always ask questions whenever people make decisions. I don't try to assume, I don't assume like I know exactly why somebody made a decision. I can only conclude logically based off of like the questions that you should naturally ask. And like, for example, the reason I was very critical of AOC when it came to her pushing the Green New Deal and instead of the OFF Act, not in conjunction with the OFF Act, is because before she was in office, she pushed the OFF Act so fervently. And she also loved Tulsi, right? Then she also talked about how much climate change can't wait. Also, her resolution is a resolution, which means she still has to do a bill before she does anything. And she's once again saying climate change can't wait. So instead of working with Tulsi to push multiple pieces of climate change legislation, which I was perfectly fine with, she goes blank on Tulsi and then says we have to only push the Green New Deal and push even Elizabeth Warren's bullshit legislation, push Kamala's and Kirsten Gillibrand's bullshit bill that was actually dangerous because it required fracking for that bill. And then it doesn't ban fracking. Her legislation doesn't ban fracking. So does that make her an evil person? No, but I have to then ask the logical question. Well, why would you do that? What are you claiming your goals are? Because that's the only thing I can ask you at that point. What are your goals? And she says climate change can't wait. We have to address this as soon as possible. Well, we had legislation that did that. So why wouldn't you support it, especially when you said that you supported it? Why would you just change your mind? What are the variables that change? You've been elected to office. You're extremely popular. And now you've gone from religiously worshiping Tulsi to religiously worshiping Warren. So now I have to ask you, why are you doing that? And at the same time this is going on, you haven't endorsed Bernie yet. Now, why haven't you endorsed Bernie? Why are you pretending like Warren's progressive? And why are you boosting up Julian Castro at the same time? Like, once again, what are you trying to achieve? What are your goals? Because if you're saying your goals are this, but your decision making isn't matching up at all, then I have to then question your motives. Does that mean you're a bad person? Once again, no. Does that mean she's not an ally? No. But it does mean, like every single human being on this planet, not just every politician, it does mean that sometimes she has to be challenged and put in check. Because we all have to be challenged and put in check. Respectfully. Okay? The problem with AOC, more than any of the rest of the squad, it actually is an AOC. And there will not be a lot of progressives who will admit it. It isn't AOC that was the problem with AOC. It was the progressive movement. We disallowed ourselves from challenging her for so long. Not me, I challenged her like I challenge everybody when they mess up, but just the movement in general. You couldn't touch AOC or else you were a hater. Now, if you challenge AOC, you're a Tulsi sycophant or you're a right-wing grifter. But when you do that, she's young, she's learning. She wasn't a politician at all, so she's learning the game as it goes, and we don't know who she has around her. I can tell you right now, everybody around her ain't good people. I do know that for a fact. And when we disallowed ourselves as a movement to challenge her, when we were intolerant about legitimate critiques, we were setting up an ally for failure. That's what we were doing as a movement. So AOC is one individual and a human who is allowed to mess up. But when at times when we're supposed to hold her accountable, we disallowed ourselves from doing so. And so that a failure, when AOC fails and does not correct herself, that is a failure of the movement. Because AOC is an individual. We can holding her accountable is holding her accountable as an individual, but when we disallow ourselves from holding her accountable, then that is as a movement, that is not AOC's failure. Then that is our failure. If we, as I'm a Tulsi supporter, what I say earlier? I said when Tulsi called Soleimani evil, when she equivocated there briefly, but still did so on Fox News, she was wrong. Period. Everything else she said was great. She was still wrong for doing that. You hear how easy that was? She was wrong. Yeah, I know, crazy. Tulsi can even be wrong. I heard Bernie did the same thing now. I didn't know that. I guess I didn't see his interview. He was wrong. Oh God, I know. I'm gonna get struck by lightning for saying Bernie and Tulsi were both wrong for equivocating. Sue me. But if we did not allow ourselves to challenge Tulsi as Tulsi supporters were more outspoken about her silence on Bolivia. Granted, she even gave us a reason. And we found out she was sick and prepping for the debates. And she was traveling back and forth to Hawaii at the time. So she literally had no time to research. Didn't matter. Tulsi supporters were still like, we're waiting, Tulsi. And you better have the best answer, because we have certain expectations. And if we did not allow ourselves to be critical, we would be doing Tulsi a disservice, because Tulsi is a human being who is very capable of making mistakes, just like you or I. AOC got the Venezuela thing wrong. Y'all remember that video? People were so mad that I called her out for that. Oh my God. Because I said if she's going to equivocate on Venezuela, I said that she would end up equivocating on Syria. And so we need to challenge her. And so what did people do instead? People got mad at me for challenging her there. And guess what she did? She was silent whenever Tulsi introduced legislation to end the war in Syria. But everybody supposedly cares about what happens in Syria. Because we didn't hold her accountable in one instance, she knew she could get away with it. She knew she can get away with half-assing in another instance. That inconsistency will get brought back up when she tries to do her thing in the future. And those are the facts. Tulsi seems to be obsessively against nuclear energy. Well, yeah, because we have obsessively not figured out what the hell to do with nuclear waste. Or nuclear energy the power plants tend to get put around poor people and they suffer. We have done shit about people are like, oh, well, technology breaks, man. We can't even get an air conditioner that works consistently. We can't even get an electric company in California that can run without starting fucking wildfires that kill people once a year. No. I'm good on that. Fukushima. Look it up, bro. I'm just kidding. But no, in all seriousness, no, I'm not down with nuclear energy. Shit. No, they have not cleaned up in Japan yet. Shit. Trump tweeted. Oh, damn. Okay. Let's strap ourselves in there, Cool Breeze. Okay. All is well. Missiles launched from Iran at 2 military bases located in Iraq. Assessments of casualties and damages taking place now. So far, so good. We have the most powerful and well-equipped military anywhere in the world by far. I'll be making a statement tomorrow morning. All is well. Y'all, can we wake up from this nightmare, please? Oh my God. Can we wake up from this nightmare, please? All is well. Iran's like, well, we're about to blow up half of the Middle East if you fucking think about moving a finger in our direction. But all is well. Man, this is crazy. This is crazy. I can't deal with this shit. I'm so tired. Okay, let's see what updates. Iran's foreign. Oh man. Listen. This is what the. You want to know the difference between our president and their ministers? This is Iran's foreign minister, Javad Zarif. Iran took and concluded proportionate measures in self-defense under Article 51 of the UN Charter, targeting base from which cowardly armed attacks against our citizens and senior officials were launched. We do not seek escalation or war, but will defend ourselves against any aggression. Bro, you know what they just did? Something that we didn't fucking do. They just said, look, we did what international laws allowed us to do as a response to missiles being launched from somewhere they shouldn't have been launched anyway. We did not break any laws, but we were defending ourselves. However, we don't want to escalate tensions. Did they boast about their military? Did they flex their muscles? We have the best military in the Middle East. We got the bestest. We gave $2 trillion to defense contractors after they bent us over the table with lubrication. No. Oh, man. You know, I would move to one of these other countries if I wasn't terrified that the US would blow them up. I'm not joking. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll be real with you. Like, kind of happy that that's the only tweet that Trump sent out tonight. Is that wrong? Like, I know like he should address the nation because he's the president, but like at the same time, do we really want him to address the nation? Has anything good ever come out of Trump addressing the nation? Even when there's not a potentiality for World War III? So maybe, just maybe, we should count ourselves lucky that this look, hey, I'm not even joking, y'all. Not even joking. Iran tweets out, hey man, we're not trying to go to war. And then Bitcoin starts falling a little bit. Everybody's like, okay, we're good, everybody. We're safe. All right. Go back to buying your Google stocks. On an unrelated note, give me 1 second. I just kind of I need to set a stop loss to sell if it drops below a certain point. Give me 1 second. Totally unrelated though. I just found there's peace maybe about to happen, so I need to make some adjustments in my portfolio. I'm just gonna do this real quick. Oh man. Just in case, just JIC purposes. I believe in it, but. Trump 2020, 2024, and 2028. Yeah, Trump for fucking prison in 2019. He should have been there. And guess what? He could have been there if the Democrats didn't strip Tulsi's bill out of the NDAA. Fucking morons. No sleep tonight. Man, it might be like that, to be real with you. It really might be no sleep tonight. Trevor, hey, investing in crypto during wartime is the best way to fuck up the United States. Just take all the money out the country. Because essentially that's what you're doing. Just, hey, y'all know what? Y'all ain't about to use my goddamn money for shit. Blockchain. Niko, did Bernie vote pretext Libya? Yeah, no, he didn't just vote for it. He actually co-sponsored the legislation. He tried to attack Hillary for that during the debates in 2016, except for Hillary remembered that Bernie co-sponsored the legislation and hit him back on it. Yeah, that wasn't one of his brightest moments. Well, you asked me, do I use Coinbase? So when I'm day trading, I use Bittrex, but if I'm just buying, like just for my like just my base account, I just use Coinbase, yeah. But I use Bittrex to day trade. But unfortunately, if you live in New York, you can't do that. So just letting y'all know. Are you familiar with the critique that ALC received a donation from billionaire Tom Steyer? And if so, do you think this is a valid critique? I think that is not a valid critique because Steyer actually has a habit of donating to progressive candidates and progressive causes. That's his way of hedging his bets, in my humble opinion. I think that Steyer is interesting. I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's extremely misguided and he suffers from the white savior complex. All right. So I'm gonna keep an eye out on any major breaking news. If something major comes in the middle of the night, I will be live. I don't know when I'm gonna go to sleep. Huh? Missile? Oh my god, what? It says that missiles hit area of Al-Assad base not populated by Americans. I don't know how much I believe that shit. Shit like that, I don't believe. That could just be the US trying to get Iran pissed so that they'll retaliate for us. Nuclear power has a terrible media rap, but the science and statistics. No, actually, I don't get any of my anything from about nuclear power or anything with climate change. I actually don't get from the mainstream media. I know that sounds crazy because some people are like, the science is sound. Yeah, the science is sound, but the way the science is being manipulated for the interests of the elite, I'm not down with. For example, everybody's blaming climate change on the wildfires in Australia, but nobody took the time to look at the news to figure out that 180 people have been arrested for arson in Australia. It isn't climate change. Somebody is trying to scare the fuck out of people into converting into something that they're going to profit off of. Why doesn't Tulsi bring up the OFF Act and the NDAA additions in the debates discussions more? The No More Presidential Wars Act she did bring up often. I don't know how much more often she could have brought it up. Honestly, to be real with you. In fact, I was the first person who interviewed her about the No More Presidential Wars Act in California. And she didn't say anything about the OFF Act in debates. To be real with you, she got cut. So she only had like one time to say something about it, because remember, she got cut out of the climate change conversation in one instance. The next instance, I want to say she using that talk time to address something else she wasn't able to address in the past conversation. Do I wish she would bring it up more? Of course, 100%. But yeah, she brings it up in her town halls. She brings it up in shit like that. You gotta remember, you gotta watch Tulsi's town halls, because in these news interviews, they are constantly trying to trap her. I hate when people say, "Why doesn't she bring this stuff up in her interviews?" Bro, it's her defending herself for 5 or 6 minutes while they try and get her in a gotcha. Congress is too careerist to co-sponsor Tulsi stuff. Yep. India has 7 nuclear plants. Well, you know what? India also takes care of their shit a little bit better than the United States does, and they actually mind if their people are hurt by the actions of the government. Yeah, this is the United States that literally poisoned a whole town in Michigan and then sued the town because they wouldn't pay for water that the government poisoned, and they used the town's tax dollars to pay for a lawyer to sue the town. We can't compare United States to India, bro. We don't get shit correctly. We don't do shit correctly. Like, we don't do it. All right, so I am going to take a break. I'm gonna keep an eye on the news. We'll see what happens, man. We will see what happens. I'm just praying that nothing fucking crazy happens. Praying that nothing crazy happens. People who say that prayer doesn't work. See, y'all think of prayer as some religious culty shit, and that's the problem. You gotta think, bro. Humans are not original. Real quick before I go, humans are not original. Religion was used to control and is used to control. However, the reason that they were what we do historically, it's probably a white man. I'm just kidding, but probably white man's idea was religion. The reason I say that is because they take this concept of a god or a higher power. They apply real concepts like God, like, you know, the idea that, you know, you shouldn't idolize anything because you shouldn't. When has anything ever been good from idolizing shit? Think about that. That's a religious rule, but people are only associated with religion rather than thinking about it as a greater concept. Idolizing things leads to bad things every time. Prayer speaking things into existence. Literally, all prayer is the law of attraction. Vibrations, we're all vibrations and energy, and that energy is influenced with every single movement. Go buy some shrooms and do it, and your eyes will be wide open. And that is my advice for you all tonight. Take shrooms. You'll know all the answers to the world's problems. But with that being said, that's the one quote that everybody gonna get from me. Now everyone gonna go on Twitter. Niko said take shrooms. He said Iran is attacking the world. Go take oh man. But yeah, I'm trying to end on a positive note because, you know, World War III and all that. But hey, we can only control what we control. So for those of you who don't think prayer works, I'm going to have to answer the super chat before I finish that. Okay. Niko, have you looked into QAnon? Don't believe it is conspiracy. Oh no, QAnon is real, but it's a psyop. It's a psyop. QAnon also said that, you know, Trump is he's just trying to, he's not really throwing Assange under the bus. He's not really throwing Chelsea Manning under the bus. Chelsea Manning isn't really being tortured in prison right now. When I was trying to blow the whistle about the sealed indictments on Assange, when every Trump supporter was attacking me, every QAnon, you're stupid. You don't know what you're talking. There's no sealed indictment. That's a fucking deep state lie. Yeah. How's that working out? So yeah, QAnon is real, but it's a psyop. They leak just enough information that they could say, you know, we know what we're talking about. Look, we're on the inside, and then they will misdirect you. Fred, man, you coming in late. We already done roasted Trump for that bullshit tweet. But we're still happy. We're still happy that it was only a tweet, and we're kind of relieved that he didn't actually address the nation because we might be at war right now. So. All right, people. Let's keep the positive energy up. Send me DMs with updates if something crazy, please tag me on Twitter, DM me, comment on this YouTube channel. Hey, if you have not yet, go watch the video in my description, the YouTube link. Go watch it. If you have not yet. All right. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, always remember, more than anything else, find your balance. Hopefully I don't see y'all all tonight. Hopefully nothing crazy happens. Okay. Peace.